facing anyone, but I remember.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Survivor. To our friends at MBS, thank you for joining us this season. In front of us, we have our three finalists, Conric, Vicky Poza, and Yoshi, as well as two of the members of our jury. The other three members could not be here at this time. Whoever's shocking people, please stop, unless it's like unavailable. I mean, not the word I was trying to think of. Unavoidable. There we go. Right. So, we have our three finalists in front of us. One of them is about to win 3,000 in-game dollars, as well as the title of First Sole Survivor. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Yoshi, who does have an announcement to make.
Oh, that was like this at the end.
Do you want to...
I'll save it for the end.
Okay, cool. So, without further ado, I think we're going to... The format of the reunion is basically going to be... We are going to reveal the votes of the jurors. So we'll reveal the winner. And then we'll just have like a conversation about the season. I will reveal the my favorite player. This is something that I've stolen from Yoshi from Big Brother. The favorite player in terms of strategy, and then also just like the entertaining players. So yeah, does anyone have any last words to say before we get to the votes?
Hi.
Okay, cool. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The decision has been final. And whoever receives the most votes will become the winner of the first season of Survivor. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be.
I'm ready.
Okay. Our first vote comes from the first juror, JPH call 4321. JPH voted for Yoshi. That's one vote, Yoshi.
Yay.
Our second juror, Cookie 46910, voted for Vicaposa. That's one vote, Yoshi. One vote, Vicaposa. Our third juror, Mega Scatterbomb, voted for Yoshi. That's two votes, Yoshi. One vote, Vicaposa. Our fourth juror, HGT 2011, who's sitting right back there.
Hello.
HGT voted for Vicaposa, which means it's two votes Yoshi, two votes Vicaposa. Conric, unfortunately at this point, you have become the third place because there are not enough votes in it to sway the vote in your favor. So unfortunately, you are out of the running.
Dang it.
But thank you for participating. You were lovely to have on the season.
I mean, third's still third.
Rigged.
Yeah. If the last juror, Mind Man, did vote for you, then you will become the sixth member of the jury to break the tie between Vicky and Yoshi. So, Conric, we'll talk more about how you feel later. Let's get back to the other two finalists, Yoshi and Vicky. The final vote cast by Mind Man, who's again sitting over there, was cast for... Congratulations, Yoshi, you've just won Survivor.
Yay!
Okay. That's actually what I predicted. I honestly predicted 3-2 in favor of Yoshi.
Yeah, I also had daylight, so I thought it would be close too, so yeah.
So, Yoshi, congratulations. You've won $3,000 and the title of Sole Survivor.
Yay.
Conric and Vicky, I don't really have anything for you. Your torches have been symbolically snuffed. But you did make it all the way to the end as first-time game show players, which is very impressive. And in addition to that, Vicky, you got 2 votes, so you were 1 vote away from basically winning. Conric, you didn't get any votes, but you did make it to the end, and you survived several close votes. So I think that you both have something to be proud of, and of course Yoshi has something to be proud of because he did win. All right, so now that the winner has been revealed, kind of like what they do in the finales of Big Brother with Yoshi, we're just planning to have like a discussion of this season. So, I will say that personally, as a juror, I probably would have voted for Yoshi, but it was very close at the end. So congratulations to all of you. I want to start actually with Conric, because Conric, you did place 3rd. Were you expecting to receive any jury votes?
I was expecting to at least receive 1, but But at least I made it to 3rd place, so that's one thing.
Okay, I'm going to ask the same question to Vicky Poza. How many votes were you expecting to get?
Well, I honestly, like, I thought I was like going to get 2. I thought I had Mindman's vote because Mindman sounded like he didn't want Yoshi to win. When like I think which episode was it? It was like one of the last few, but it sounded like Mindman didn't want Yoshi to win. So I would have thought that Mindman might have voted for me, but I got 2 different votes. I got HVT and I got JP. Was it JP8?
You got Cookie's vote.
Cookies. Okay, I can't remember. It was one of the first 2. But hey, I mean that's still 2nd place, and I still predicted a 3-2. I predicted I would get probably Mines and Cookies, but I got Cookies and HVTs instead.
Okay.
What were the votes? Sorry, I
The
missed
votes
it.
were JPH, Mega, and you for Yoshi, and HET and Cookie for Vicapoza. All right, let's go to Yoshi. Did you come in today thinking that you were going to win? And if so or not, I guess, either way, how do you feel now about winning?
I knew it was gonna be close. I was expecting it either to be 3-2 between me and Vicky. So because when the last one came out, I was like, I knew it was gonna be close. Or I was expecting 2-2-1, and then it would be me and Vicky each get 2, Carmick gets 1, Carmick gets to decide. So I was thinking it's gonna be one of those 2 scenarios.
Okay. Let's go to our jurors, including Mindman, who's running around, and HET, who's now also running around. Cool, our jurors are making a mess. Okay. Jurors, do you think that, are you happy with the results, first of all?
Can I go first?
Sure.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, Yoshi was the obvious winner, and I'm amazed it was close. I'm not gonna lie, because Yoshi did go around and message a lot of people. By the sounds of it, he kind of, from the sounds of it, he was the one that kind of started the whole Yoshi Vicapoza alliance, helped turn Vicapoza against our tribe after the merge, led me on to do so, and helped me made me trust him enough to reveal I had my 2 to have my 2 hidden immunity idols, and not like backstabbing with those. So it was an obvious vote for me. And yeah, I could be a salty juror, but it's not fair to take away a win from someone who deserved it. And that's my opinion, and that's why I'm a little amazed that it's so close, but I'm also happy with the result.
Okay, HET, do you have anything to say about that question?
HVT is now AFK.
HVT is AFK, so
GG.
Okay, cool.
Hold on. I have a question for Conrad real quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to say theoretically, if it went to tie, I'm just curious who you would have voted for.
Hmm. This is one of those questions where I don't know what to answer, because I mean, I could vote Yoshi, my alliance member, or I could vote Vicky or Yoshi or Vicky or Yoshi. But to be honest, I'd have to say Yoshi.
Fair enough.
Okay, so now let's go to Yoshi. So you just won. Do you have anything to say about like your game that you think brought you here?
Well, I mean, I think I said it in the speeches a lot. I think one of the things I forgot to say in the speech that I'm not sure people know about was, I'm not sure if Conrad knows about this now either. I know APT knows about this. The clue that we got in our what's it called, in our the original idol clue we got, that Mega found on their tribe. I just lied about the clue outright, and just I don't know how y'all were like, okay, we'll burn the book, and I was the only one that saw the book, so I just basically told like I don't know what the book actually said. It actually said something about, I think the clue actually says something about like go to the highest point or something. It says something about a big tree in it. Big trees on the island. But I think that was one of the things I forgot to say in my Journey speeches.
Okay. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we go to like a more general discussion?
Oh, actually, well, I'm not sure this either, but I would say for the people who I worked with, because I worked with a lot of people, I would say the person who I definitely wanted to take to the final are in the final right now, because I trusted them. Because my ideal, if there was final two, my ideal final two would be me and Vicky, because I trusted Vicky the most. And then in the final three, I wanted to do Convict, because Convict trusted me, telling me that the idol was that he had an idol. So I was like, okay, I want to take him to the final as well. And I will say, my favorite thing, my man, I'm not sure if I told you this either, but my favorite thing was that, like, basically everyone on your tribe told me that Convict had an idol except for Cookie. It's a big mood.
I'm assuming that's why Cookie went home.
I don't know. I asked Cookie about it. He's like, yeah, I don't know why you guys all told me that Convict is an idol. Told him that Convict is an idol. I was like, I don't know. I already knew already, but I was like, well, that's interesting. Also, is anyone else lagging? Says I sound like what? Did anyone hear what Kitty said? Because he got cut off.
I think Kitty said sick.
I'm a little sick, but it's like not that bad. It's my nose is a little clogged, but it's fine.
All right. So I think unless anyone has anything else to say, we can go into like a more general conversation about the game. Unless anyone has like final thoughts about like. Okay.
So pretty much the only reason why I'm at this final thing right here was because of Vicky. Because think about it. So Vicky was the one that found the Ongar idol and decided to give it to me. And then when Yoshi found out I had an idol, he wanted to bring me to the final. Like that would be his ideal thing.
Correct. Vicky wasn't the one that actually found the idol.
Meg
was given to Vicky.
Yeah, I was saying I did not find the idol, but we had kind of like an internal discussion about what we would do with it, and we decided to give it to you, and we also decided for me to give it to you.
I saw that. I'm not sure if you know this, Vicky, but I actually saw you transfer to Comic in the forum. I was kind of looking. I was like, something's going on right there. And I was like, I'm just gonna walk away. So my internet.
All right. So I think now we're going to go into a discussion about the game. So as I said, I was going to reveal, and Yoshi keeps crashing. But Yoshi, are you still like in the?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so we'll continue. As I said, I was going to reveal my favorite strategic player and my favorite entertaining player. I'm going to start with the favorite strategic player because it was Yoshi. I think that from the beginning, Yoshi in his confessionals, he was very paranoid on day one when nobody else had started playing the game. So Yeah.
Did anybody actually say anything, or because I didn't know.
Yoshi, basically on day 1, Yoshi was analyzing his entire game when I sent those questions in the confessional. And Conric has never answered a question in the confessional. That shows you
I have.
the range of. Oh, okay. Well, Conric has answered 1 question in the confessional.
I've just
Conric-
been late.
Yeah.
No, I answered the first 3 questions.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay, well, you answered more than me. I just made a statement about my idols.
Yeah. So Yoshi by far was the most active person in the confessional. And from pretty much the beginning, he was talking about the strategy he would like to do. And what was interesting to see was that he pretty much employed that strategy. He said from the beginning he wanted to work with almost everyone in his tribe, but kind of alliances and not like in a big alliance, which kind of happened. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Yoshi, but that like seemed like it did happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot that like can't make it to the stream because it happens in PMs, but like based on what I know about the game, that kind of happened. And then he said that the person he was most excited with working from the Plelu tribe was Vicky, because he did not know Vicky and he was excited to meet new people. And
also, I know that my man knows this, that my man did not trust me from the private source. He said that my man thought I was like, he's like, you're getting me out first, and I was like, what?
No. You're taking my words out of context. Before the season, I said you'd probably get me out early if we were on the same tribe, but if we after merge, I'd want to work with you. That's what I said.
I would say if we were on the same tribe, I would not have wanted you out. So I'll say that. Also, Cookie, like, I don't know if I can trust him. Meg, I really probably could have trusted Mega, but I know that since he was on the other alliance already, Mega would stay probably true to his original alliance, so therefore he'd probably not try to flip over. So the best chance I had of flipping someone was Vicky.
All right. So yeah, Yoshi basically like seeing that game evolve pretty much how he said from the beginning that he wanted to. That was pretty fun. My favorite entertained player, I'm actually going to name 2 people. The first is sitting with us in the final 3. And technically, this is kind of like a technicality, but I do have to say, Conric, you are one of them. The first part of this was when you were not at Court as your sub. Court, that episode was probably one of the most entertaining people this whole season. But then after you got your response to it, like, oh, well, Court made everyone hate me, so now I have to do lots of work to get back in favor with the tribe. I thought that was really funny. You had a lot of funny comments. Yeah. You were Natalie Cole at Tribal Council, so that was another. The second person is someone who's not here right now, and this actually has to go to JPH, because after looking back at the episodes that JPH was in, he gave a pretty good quote for like almost every single one. So even though he was only here for like a short time and he had to get medically evacuated, JPH, congratulations, you are very entertaining. It was fun to go to the Ongar streams because JPH was usually saying something funny, like at the cake thing, when we resort to cannibalism, Vicaposa, you'll be the one that we eat first. That's where that title quote comes from. So, yeah. So, does anyone else have anything to share about just like any part of the game? Did you enjoy it? Are you playing again if it comes back again? That kind of thing.
I'd come back again if you do another one.
The Christmas one, but I'm away.
I don't think I can come back. I'm gonna be honest.
Yoshi, can I have an objection to that? You've seen me in Big Brother.
I mean, Yoshi, I did come back after winning Big Brother, and I made it to the jury. JPH.
You see, no. That's a no. Here's the thing with Big Brother. I think I'm a good juror, and I'll vote for the person who deserves it the most. So if you think he won't deserve to win, vote me out. But like, basically, like,
Okay,
if
so
you
My
bring
man, then
me the
Yoshi.
jury, I'm good.
but
I vote for
also
Gigi.
Yoshi, JPH returned to Big Brother after winning, and then he didn't do well. But then in the third season of Big Brother, he almost won. If it weren't for the Final Immunity Challenge, which you know a lot about.
I will say, Myman, if you just put the you're just using the blocks from the last round. If you won the Final Immunity Challenge, you probably vote me out. Would I be
Oh
correct?
yeah, I would, because I knew
Yeah.
I would. Well, look, we have the same gameplay style. I would have voted you out. Like this is one complaint I do have about the season A line. Why did you give us a whole stack of stairs, not just the required amount?
Because
To make
I
you
feel
confused.
like after the flow puzzle challenge went down, what happened was I decided that was too easy because I gave you all like the specified amount of carpets that you needed to complete it. So I was just like, you got to figure out the pattern. I'm not helping you with like technicalities. You have to do it yourself. And it was doable. My goal was to make it hard but doable. And it took y'all a minute, but it was doable. So
I think I would have had it if I hadn't have gotten confused with the last.
Oh no,
round.
no, totally.
I would have definitely
yeah.
had that, but I just got confused.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
think we all
deserve to be
So-
eliminated for that.
Yeah, I think we all got like stopped at the last puzzle.
It's not that I was stopped. I could have done it. I'm just like very confused, and honestly, I deserved to be voted out with how confused I got by using the.
At first, I thought it was an X, and I was like, "Wait, this X is not center. This can't be right." I thought it was like, I was like, "Is this some kind of like Sudoku where like only one thing can appear every column?" But then that didn't work. So then I was like, "Huh?" So eventually, I was like, "Oh, it's." I was like, "This builds a V," and I was like, "Oh, they're all arrows." And then finally, because the thing is, Myman, you said check as soon as I was starting to build the V. I was like, "Fuck, did Myman get it?" And apparently, because I thought you got it.
So well, that's not true. That's not true. Cookie was not using the wrong block because Cookie had not made it to that level yet. I don't know if you watched the stream yet, but Cookie was hilariously bad at that final challenge, and Cookie was just up.
Oh,
After everyone was on the final one, he could have just looked over at someone else next to him, and he yet was still building it and still got it wrong. So yeah, that was another funny moment.
What I thought was it was like a consistent pattern on each row. Like it was like something and something and something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I tried to make the
Yeah.
patterns like not as obvious. Like the first one, like that one was pretty obvious. The second one was like less obvious because people did get it wrong, including Cookie, but also like my man got it wrong once, I think.
That's a very low bar.
But like it was still like a little more challenging because like you had to like think like, oh, it's just shifted over and shifted over again. And then the top one, that was meant to be like it had only 3 pieces, so I had to like make up for the fact that it had only 3 pieces by making it a little more difficult. But it was still like a pattern, and it was still guessable because at the end Yoshi guessed it. So yeah,
I remember.
that's the why of the final challenge.
I remember when I was watching at the stream. I think everyone else forgot the top row of stairs for the dark oak stair, the dark like oak stairs at the top because there was nothing there as a preset. So I think people forgot that one. And I think that gave me like
Cookie tried to go up without finishing that, and I was like, Cookie, you are not correct. So yeah, that one was fun. But yeah, let's talk about challenges actually, now that we're on the subject. Can people start sharing their favorite and least favorite challenges?
my favorite challenge was probably my favorite challenge was probably the first. I'm pretty sure it
that
was the
was my
first
least
reward
favorite.
challenge, the one where we had to make the little SOS sign, the
The
beacons, and all
SOS
that.
sign was your favorite?
That was my
Why
favorite.
is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty symbolic that HVT, the one in Discord, would just put like exclamation points, was the one making the exclamation points with the redstone.
Okay, what was your least favorite challenge?
My least favorite challenge was probably the one with the parkour because not a lot of people can do parkour.
Yeah, I'd have to like agree with Conric there. It would, for me, the least favorite was like the three, like the digging, the puzzle, and the parkour. Like I just like I didn't really get the puzzle either.
Plus
I
on
like
that
never
challenge.
So
parkour.
Quest for Fire was your least favorite?
Yeah, Quest for Fire. Halfway through digging, my shovel broke, so I just had to dig by hand. And
Oh, I see. Vicaposa, so that challenge was not your favorite. What was your favorite?
The building challenges were really fun. Both the ones where we had to make the SOS sign, on one where we had to make like a shelter from the rain. I liked both of those a lot. But for the sake of being original, I would say probably the cow one.
Oh yes, the cow challenge.
Oh lord.
Let's go to Yoshi.
Hi.
Your favorite and least favorite challenge?
I mean, I will. Okay, we got the cow one. What was the one we won the word? I would say I like the word one was I think I mean just like for the moment itself the word one was I think was the ending was great because I think looking at Pelalu's board with just all the letters everywhere I think was just really entertaining. For that was the cow. Which one? What was the first was the the decorating the camp one. I think if like we had a third party judge, I think that would have been good. But that at least honestly that helped out like try bond really well. Even though we lost that one, like we bonded really well.
Oh yeah, that one helped everyone bond, I think.
Yeah. I really like the final immunity challenge because it honestly felt like actual Survivor. So like that one, like honestly, I really. But also, you know, also the latter one. Oh my god. I'm still angry at myself for dropping, but honestly, it was probably best that I dropped off and didn't win that one.
The latter one? Oh, yes, the endurance challenge.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed the last one because it reminded you of actual Survivor, which is just good. Like rip that challenge off from Redemption Island. Let's talk. In Mind Man, are you still here?
Yeah.
What about you? What were your favorite and least favorite challenges?
I think my least favorite, even though it helped our tribe bond, was the first one. Only because like it did feel very subjective, and even though we won it, I didn't feel like that sense of achievement. Like, wow, we like put in all this effort and we won it. It did feel a bit like, oh, we created something and it's just good. Like, I didn't feel that sense of achievement that other wins had given me, and for my tribe or just myself. But like, and my least favorite. No, my most favorite. I'm just gonna go. I hate all of it. No, my most favorite was I don't know. I did like the last one, even though I done goofed that. That was a good challenge, and it did feel very Survivor-esque. I also like the one with the flow puzzle when we were digging to find like all the pieces for that and stuff, because it felt we had to like all be like work as a team to get that, and like it felt like when we won that challenge, like the whole team, the whole tribe felt like it felt like a tribe effort, and like that was a really good feeling. So I think that was my favorite.
So it's interesting to me that for Conric and Vicky, the favorites and least favorites seem to be inverted for Yoshi and Mind. So, we've talked about challenges. Let's talk about. Oh, Vicky Posa, do you have something to say?
Another challenge I really like. I just like thought up of this, but like another challenge I really like, and I really hope you actually like do it every season because it's really fun. Is the one where like we're in like the hole and we have to like write a book about like the username about we had to try.
Oh yeah, that one.
Majority rules. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Oh yeah,
That was
I
a fun
got very
challenge.
narcissistic in that one. So
That was very entertaining as a challenge. I will agree with Kitty on that one.
Outside of,
Okay.
I think my one for the out of this, like who you want to be friends with most out of the season, I wrote myself. So
Who do you want to be friends with?
yeah, I wrote myself. Yeah.
Well, that's one way to get voted out. Anyway, so
But no, being narcissistic. I mean, everyone on Survivor is narcissistic, so it only makes sense.
that is true. So we've talked about.
I was just showing self-love.
That's true. Except that no
Exactly.
one else said that.
The rules.
So let's shift gears. We talked about challenges. Let's talk about the other main part of each episode, which is tribal council. You sat at this fancy, in my opinion, 110% better decorated tribal council area, even though it's for a mini season than the first one is for the actual season. Tribal council is a big part of each episode, and I want to talk about people's opinions on tribal council. What were your like favorite tribal councils, like blindsides and stuff like that? What were your least favorites? Like you were on the receiving end of a blindside. Are there any like notable tribal councils that were like tense or funny or whatever that? Let's start with who wants to start?
I'll start, I guess.
Okay, let's start with Conric.
So tribal council is always like really stressful because you don't know if you're going to be going home unless you want immunity. Then you know that you're not going home. But the one thing that was completely random was at my first tribal council. So I got one random vote on, and I still don't know who that was. It was just random.
Well, you'll be finding that out shortly.
I will.
Just to tease what's coming up next in the reunion.
Mm.
Do you have any other thoughts on tribal council?
Not really.
I will say, the tribal council where you asked Pineapple if you could have the back of his jacket.
I mean, we hardly had any food. Okay.
Yes. Who else wants to answer that question about tribal councils? Vicky.
The two tribal councils that stuck out the most to me were the very first and the very last one. Not this one, but the one where you voted Mind Man out. The first one was because like that was the most stressful because I really didn't know where everything like lie at, and I really like during my entire time with Fellow, I really didn't make any alliances. So like I was like really stressful like whenever like tribal council did come up, but especially the first one. Because like my main goal was to not be the very first person voted out. So like I was really stressed that I was going to be first. Even though it's quite unlikely.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely understand that from Big Brother's perspective. It was very stressful going up on the block, even if you were probably safe.
And the last
yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to talk about the last one as well. On the last one, this is like probably uniquely me. I was literally the deciding vote on that one. Like I basically had to choose if Mind Man or Conric went out.
Yeah.
I will say,
like pretty unilaterally because Yoshi, like you really didn't hesitate in voting Mind Man out at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Yoshi was always
but Mind Man made a good point that it didn't turn out as valid as I thought it would at the time, but like it still turned out like to be true that like if he went, then you would basically be guaranteed the victory.
What I should have said at the time, and I think would have got me your vote, was, and may have been true looking at the results, is that if it would have been a final three between me, you, and Yoshi, the vote, I feel like because me and Yoshi have very similar playing styles, me and Yoshi would have had like our votes split, and you would have had probably like a really high chance of like maybe winning.
Maybe.
Because it would have probably caused a tie between me and you, or Yoshi and you. That's what I would have felt like would have
in this
happened.
case, it would have been either you or Yoshi to break the tie.
Yeah.
And it would be like,
So
I
feel
probably wouldn't win at that time. I really couldn't tell. Maybe Yoshi would have voted in favor of me if hypothetically he got third.
it would just depend on like I don't know. I mean, looking back on it now, we don't know what would happen, but like it would. I think it would have like maybe split the vote.
Yeah.
Because me and I think Yoshi would agree. We have very similar playing styles in games like this. So I think like we would have at least appealed to like at least one of the people that would have voted for us. Although Conric would have been the person would be replacing my vote. So.
Mm-hmm. And Conric did say he would vote for Yoshi this time, but we don't know how he would have voted.
And we don't know how the other people who voted for Yoshi would have voted as well. So if it was a choice between us three and not you two and Conric.
Although, my man, one thing I do have to say, you were kind of fighting against it. It was basically 1 against 3 since me, Vicky, and Yoshi had an alliance.
Yeah, I know. I kind of at that point I kind of sussed it, and I knew I was gonna be out, and that's what like I was gonna be out at that point, so it wasn't a shock. Although one tribal council I would like to bring up, and it's a bit narcissistic. The double idol play, like even though it didn't actually affect the results of that episode in the end. Like HVT did have a majority of votes. Like how, like what, like how, like I don't know, like what everyone thought of that.
Oh,
like,
I was gonna tell you.
I thought it was obvious that I had the idols, and I thought it was obvious I had both. Like,
I was gonna tell you. I think what you should have done is not played the idol for Conric. I mean, maybe if you want to try to get him on your side, that makes sense. But I feel like I was like, that's a little too flashy. But I understand why you did it.
I was hoping that idol play would have been a vote in my favor to like help save me, but I wasn't sure.
I remember when
Especially
my man was talking during that tribal council, and he said that he didn't have an idol. Yoshi was like PMing me saying that he's lying.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, the person I probably told the truth to most was Vicky or Conric. So, I mean, my man, I think you know now I lied about the mega vote, obviously.
Oh yeah, you voted for me, which split.
No, I know. HVT voted for you. I voted for Mega. Mega and you voted out Vicky. HVT voted out Mind Man, and then it was myself, Vicky, and Comic who voted out
Mega.
So yeah, I don't know why HVT lied for me, but I'm glad he did. Hello, where we going?
Oh, look, it's Mega.
Mega's muted.
Speaking of that,
Hi, Mega.
we're talking about when you got eliminated.
I actually want to go back.
Mega, I'm sorry for saying that you voted for me.
I had to lie to him. Sorry, Mega.
So Yoshi is the winner.
3-2, 3-2-0. Vicky got the
I
2
didn't get any votes whatsoever. Thanks, Mega.
A tribal council that I want to return to before we get too far off into tribal council land is something that Vicky Posa brought up, the final tribal council before the final tribal council, the episode 8 tribal council. Going into that, I thought it was going to be Mind Man 3-1 vote out because I knew Conric's vote and I knew Yoshi's probably going to vote Mind Man. So I was like, I hope Vicky and Mind Man maybe split their votes so that it's not as sad as like a unanimous boot for Mind Man. And then when Vicky went to cast her vote for Mind Man or for Conric, she said, "Yeah, well, I'm already voting Mind Man anyway, so there's like not much Mind Man can say to change it." So then I was kind of disappointed. And then when the tie came in, I started panicking because I did not have a tiebreaker challenge plan because I did not foresee it at all going to a tie. So
Damn it! We should have tied. We should have made sure it was a tie. And forced the challenge that didn't
yeah,
exist.
but then when Vicky went to vote for Mind Man and said, "Yeah, I think I'd rather just uphold the tie and make it go to a challenge," I thought, well, shit, like, what am I supposed to do now?
Guys, we could have broken the
Rock,
game.
paper, scissors, or like a.
Rock, paper, scissors.
If it was rock, if it was rock paper scissors between me and Cookie, Yoshi, don't I always lose rock paper scissors or any luck game?
I will say my idea.
I think I've lost like 90% of luck games that Yoshi's thrown my way, including like rock paper scissors, random number assignments. I've had the whole lot, and I think I've lost like 90% of them. And like, especially when they're like on one-on-ones, like one-on-one shootouts, like I don't know how I'm so unlucky. So Conric, it would have been in the final 3 if it was if it was.
Well, keep in mind, Cookie was subbing for Conric, so that may have changed it a little bit. But also, my idea was to go to trivia because that was something that has been done on Survivor before, even though it like wouldn't be localized trivia, it would just be like general trivia. But that was a possibility, and it would be like first to 5 points or something would stay. So that could have been fun, or could have not been fun.
All right.
Yeah, we would not be going to Wheel of Fortune.
And another question I have. This isn't really about the game. This is about what's going to go on after the game.
Yes.
First of all, what are we going to do with the island?
It's gonna stay there. You can go visit it freely now. I'm not gonna like restrict that like I did during the game.
Another question: when is the Christmas one? Because can you do it on like the week of like New Year's? Because then I'm back.
When do you get back?
I get back on the 30th.
Yeah, I'm not free on like
Christmas Eve. On the 31st. I'll have a look.
When do you leave, my man?
Tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Literally in 10 hours.
See, I was planning on doing it in like 2 weeks during like the week of actual Christmas, but like we can talk about this now. So we'll come back to talk more about Survivor Christmas Island later, but for like a preliminary thing, are y'all available like January, early January, late December, like actually like late, early, like the last few days or the first few days?
Sure. I think so.
You should play.
Yoshi, are you available like the 31st, 1st, or 2nd?
Yep. Should be. Actually, I mean, 31st are always, risky because it's New Year's Eve, but like, I think it should be fine. Not going anywhere.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be available all that day, so it might not be that day.
Yeah, I won't be available on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, obviously, and probably Wednesday as well. Because I'm basically going to I'm basically going down for like one family during the weekend, and then on Christmas Day, I'm going down to like another family for like another part of the family.
What about for New Year's?
New Year's, I think I should be fine.
Okay, how about Conric?
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to get back with you on that later.
Okay. HUT is probably gone, I think. Mind Man. HUT is back.
What?
Okay, cool. HUT, are you available like around New Year's to do the mini season?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about Mind Man? Already said do it around New Year's.
Christmas.
Cacto, are you interested in participating in Survivor Christmas Island Naughty vs. Night?
I do not know. I probably will not be around for that though, so I'm gonna say no. When is it being held?
We're trying to figure that out, basically. So.
I probably won't be here all too often during like the 2 weeks before New Year's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine like Christmas will be like pretty like empty in terms of the entire server will be pretty empty.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering I'll be getting Smash Bros, so I'm going to be playing that.
You getting on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. My.
Well, I already got a Switch. I got a Switch for my birthday, which was in September. But I'm getting Smash Bros. I wanted to get it at launch, but like everyone said, no, don't.
Oh yeah, no. My friend literally had to hold off because we literally had finals the week it got launched. So she literally was like, "I'm not buying because I know I cannot study for finals." It's like,
Hello, sorry, I don't know what happened, but my Discord just went through it, so that was it.
we're
Talking about the Christmas special, or I guess now the holiday New Year special.
I was just talking about like the server will be empty and I probably won't be on a lot because I'll be getting Smash Brothers, so I want to unlock characters and practice.
Yeah, around Christmas special. It's still happening on Christmas Island, so I think we can still call it Christmas special. But anyway, we are actually on the set of the Christmas special. This is the set of Survivor Christmas Island, Naughty vs. Nice. There will be 2 tribes divided into Naughty and Nice. And you'll be competing for a big present that has yet to be put in because I wanted to make sure I left enough room for like the rest of the presents. And even if you don't participate in the upcoming season of Survivor, there will be a present for you over here in the other present area that's not specifically for the Naughty or Nice gifts. So, for everyone involved with Survivor, there will be something for you, so make sure to check that out. Yeah, so that's my plug for Survivor Christmas Island.
And Christmas Island will be a half.
So, Aelan, I have a question about the season. What would happen if one of the tribe members accidentally killed another one of the tribe members, i.e. me, accidentally hitting HVT when he's at like half a heart left?
Get arrested for murder.
Like,
or like
don't
about
PvP,
or like,
please.
well, I can't kill HVT during the mini season.
One tribe is the defense, one tribe is the prosecution, and Aelin's the judge.
Yay!
Okay, well, I will say I hope all of you can come and invite friends. It is a mini season though, so like we'll probably have about 8 or 10 at the most. 10 is kind of pushing it though, because that's like almost full season length. But yeah, that should be fun. And I hope that people are able to attend that.
I'm really curious to where the season 2 island will be.
Well, you never know. It could be an island. It could be not an island. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh yeah, because like they're not always on an island, but I mean
they're not always on an island. Usually, yeah, but there are a limited amount of islands on the server that are good, and also like in terms of biomes, like the fact that like almost everyone is like a plains or forest biome. Like, we already went to a forest, so we might have to have a change of scenery for next season.
I know Larkspur is in like. I'd say the Mega Taiga would be good for it.
That'd be fun. You get it's like your reward is air to breathe.
Survivor Alpha Centauri.
Survive Tom Payer's Laser of Doom.
Okay, so at this point, now that I told you to come to the Christmas special, by the way, there will be signups available in the Survivor Discord and probably in MRT Events Discord for the mini season later today. I think I will have it like maybe January 2nd-ish, somewhere around there. I'll probably provide a few days options. Yeah, it will happen on or before January 2nd, so look out for that. Now that I've told you to do that, I'm going to hand it over to Yoshi, who has another announcement to make that I thought he'd be making at the beginning. So, Yoshi, you have that now.
Hello. I think, as you know, I'm also a CU show that's coming up. You know, this is gonna be the winter one of the, ones in this. Hopefully not, but most likely finally in the MRT. We'll see. I'm hoping to pump out quite a few because it's gonna be possibly the last time. So possibly you might see the Maze Race 10, 11, the Mole 10 maybe. It's a big question mark. But definitely confirmed is, Game X Proposed Hell, which is the second season. It's the second one I've hosted since 2016. Legitimately almost 3 years ago, and like maybe the when we start. So I'll be holding that on January 19th, 2019. So applications are still open if you have not applied yet. And if you have applied and you have responded to your email, please check your email. And that's just basically Vicky posted because you should read your email.
Did I forget the email?
I sent it I think I sent it yesterday. I'm hoping for about 16 people. I need about 16 to 15 people, so that'd be great. More would be fine. I can deal with more people. Can't really deal with less. So if you can, please come out. There will be a prize at the end. You can win. Last time we awarded 5,500. Maybe you can win you'll win probably about that amount. And if you haven't played any of my game shows before, this is a good opportunity to start because this is basically a whole catalog of the ones I've done, plus ones that other people have done, plus ones that have never been on the server before. So you'll be able to, see a whole array. So I hope to see you there. Links are on the MBS channel Discord and on the wiki.
I just sent the reply.
All right, so we're going to just move into, if anyone has any final thoughts, you can. Anything to wrap up the season?
I'm still disappointed that I couldn't find the ingredients to make thick juice on the island, but that's besides.
All right. Well, to our viewers at MBS, thank you for tuning in, and we're going to hand it back to MBS for their regularly scheduled advertising.
Visit Astros Orbs.
Oh, I've been informed by a representative of MBS that there's no advertisement. So, to our viewers at MBS, thank you. And
actually, there is advertisement. Visit Astro Slurp.